Most women over 60 think it's their age that's giving them away. It isn't. It's usually one small styling habit they've repeated for years without ever questioning it. And the strange part is, some of these habits actually started as a way to look put together, not the opposite. Today I'm going to walk you through 7 of them. One is so common that almost every woman watching this is doing it right now. And by the end you'll know exactly how to fix each one without spending a fortune. Welcome back if you're already part of this little community. And if you're new here, hello, I'm so glad you found your way to this channel. This is Timeless Style After 60, where we talk about looking polished, elegant, and completely like yourself at any age. If that sounds like your kind of channel, go ahead and hit subscribe now so you don't miss what's coming. Alright, let's get into it because some of these might surprise you. Number 1. The haircut that never changes. Here's the thing about hair. It's the first thing people notice before your outfit, before your makeup, before anything else. And so many women find one style that felt safe in their 40s or 50s, and they keep it exactly the same for decades. Nothing wrong with loyalty, but hair that hasn't evolved with your face shape, your hair texture, or even the way gravity has gently rearranged things, starts to work against you instead of for you. This usually happens because change feels risky. A hairdresser suggests something new, and it's tempting to say, just the usual please. I understand that completely, but the fix is simpler than you'd think. You don't need a dramatic makeover. Ask your stylist for soft layers around the face, or a bit more movement through the crown. Even a subtle shift, like swapping a tightly set style for something looser and more textured, can take years off instantly. Think of actresses like Helen Mirren or Jane Fonda. Their hair has softness and shape, never stiff, never frozen in place. That's the look to aim for. And if a full restyle feels like too much right now, start small. Ask for face framing pieces cut into your next trim. It costs nothing extra and it makes a real difference. There's also a confidence piece here that's easy to overlook. Hair becomes tied to identity over time, and that's exactly why change can feel uncomfortable, even scary. But your hairdresser sees hundreds of heads of hair every week. Trust their eye for a moment. Bring a photo of a style you admire, not to copy it exactly, but as a starting point for conversation. And if a salon visit isn't in the budget this month, a good round brush and a 5-minute blow-dry technique at home can soften even a familiar cut. YouTube tutorials on volumizing blow-dry for fine hair are a genuinely free resource, and they make more difference than most people expect. Number 2. Clothes that hide instead of flatter. So many of us were taught that as we age we should cover up, wear looser and looser clothing, and basically disappear into fabric. I understand the instinct. But baggy clothing doesn't hide anything. It actually adds visual bulk and makes your whole silhouette look shapeless and, frankly, older. This happens because comfort becomes the priority, and somewhere along the way we start associating looser with kinder to my body. But there's a difference between comfortable and shapeless. The fix is finding pieces with a defined waist, or at least a hint of shape even in relaxed fabrics. A wrap dress, a belted cardigan, a blazer nipped slightly at the middle. These give you structure without any discomfort at all. You don't need designer pieces for this either. Thrift stores in places like Target or Marshall's often have wonderfully structured basics for under $30. The real trick is trying things on and asking yourself one question. Does this show that I have a shape, or does it hide it? If it hides it, put it back. I think about a viewer who once told me she'd worn the same style of oversized tunic for almost 15 years because it felt safe. When she finally tried a fitted blouse tucked into a straight leg pant, she said people started telling her she looked rested, even though nothing about her face had changed. That's the power of shape. It's not about showing more skin or squeezing into anything tight. It's about letting the world see that there's a real three-dimensional woman inside the clothes. And confidence tends to follow structure. When your clothes have shape, you naturally stand a little taller because the outfit is finally working with your posture instead of swallowing it. Number 3. An all-neutral one-note wardrobe. This one surprises people. Beige cream gray taupe head to toe every single day. It feels safe and sophisticated, and in small doses it absolutely can be. But when your entire outfit lives in the same tonal zone with zero contrast, it can wash you out and read as tired rather than elegant. Many women fall into this because bright colors once felt too young or too loud for their stage of life. That belief just isn't true anymore. The fix isn't to abandon neutrals, It's to add one unexpected element. A deep emerald scarf with a beige coat. A burgundy handbag against a gray sweater. Even a bold lip with a neutral outfit does the job. Here's an easy way to test your own closet. Pull out your 5 most worn outfits and lay them side by side. If they all blur together into one shade family, that's your sign. Try introducing color through accessories first, since that feels lower risk than a whole new garment. A mustard scarf, a cobalt blue tote, even colorful reading glasses can wake up a neutral outfit instantly. And if you're nervous about color, start with something you already love from nature. A shade of green from your favorite plant, or the blue of a sky you photographed on vacation. Colors that already mean something to you are always the easiest to wear with confidence. But the biggest mistake on this list is still coming, so stick around because number 4 might be the one you least expect. Number 4. Eyebrows left completely unshaped. Nobody talks about this enough. As we get older, brows naturally thin out, and it happens gradually, which means we often don't notice until they've nearly disappeared. Sparse, undefined brows change the entire structure of your face. They can make your eyes look smaller and your whole expression look tired, even when you're not. This one isn't about vanity, it's about proportion. Full, shaped brows frame the face the same way a good picture frame highlights art. The fix is wonderfully simple. A brow pencil or a tinted brow gel, filled in with short, feathery strokes rather than one hard line. Takes about 90 seconds each morning. You're not going for a dramatic arch, just definition. If you've never tried this, start with a shade lighter than you think you need. Brands like ELF or NYX make brow products for under $10 that work beautifully. It's honestly one of the fastest transformations on this entire list. What I love about this fix is how forgiving it is. There's no wrong way to try it, and it washes off if you don't love the result. Practice on a Sunday afternoon when there's no pressure. Use a spoolie brush to blend it in afterward so nothing looks harsh, and take a photo before and after. Most women are genuinely shocked at the difference a little definition makes. It's not vanity, it's simply giving your face the frame it's always needed. Number 5. Shoes that scream comfort over everything else. I know, comfort matters and nobody's telling you to squeeze into painful heels. But there's a real difference between a supportive, well-designed shoe and something that looks purely orthopedic. Chunky white sneakers with every single outfit, or heavy boxy walking shoes with dresses, can instantly age a look, even when everything else is polished. This tends to happen because as our feet change, we prioritize function completely, and understandably so. The good news is comfort and style are not opposites anymore. Look for a pointed toe flat, a low block heel or a soft leather loafer. These give support without sacrificing shape. Brands like Vionic and Clarks now design specifically with comfort technology built into genuinely stylish shoes. Real example. Swap your everyday white trainer for a sleek leather sneaker in white or navy. Same comfort level, completely different impression. Small swap, big difference. Quick word on confidence here too. Your walk changes depending on your shoes, and people notice that more than the shoes themselves. A well-fitted, slightly refined shoe tends to encourage better posture, because it feels intentional rather than purely practical. You don't need 5 pairs of new shoes to make this shift. Start with one versatile pair, maybe a taupe block heel ankle boot, that works across jeans, dresses, and trousers alike. One good pair worn often will do more for your overall look than a closet full of purely functional ones. Number 6. Makeup that hasn't updated with your skin. This one is delicate, so let me say it gently. Skin changes as we age, it becomes drier, thinner, and less able to hold on to heavy products the way it once did. But many of us keep using the same formulas we did decades ago. Thick foundation, powder set on top of powder, and a hard lip liner drawn noticeably outside the natural lip line. The result, unfortunately, tends to settle into fine lines and can look cakey rather than fresh. This isn't about wearing less makeup. Some of you love your routine and that's wonderful. It's about switching to formulas built for mature skin. A dewy, lightweight foundation instead of a matte powder one. A cream blush instead of powder, applied with fingertips for a natural flush. And for lips, blend that liner instead of leaving a hard edge. If you've learned something new so far, let me know in the comments which hairstyle from this video you've already tried, or plan to try. And if you're enjoying these timeless style tips, please take a second to like this video. It genuinely helps this channel reach more women just like you. Affordable picks worth trying include Neutrogena Hydro Boost Foundation, or a simple cream blush stick from Laura Copyright Al. Both are drugstore friendly and specifically formulated to sit beautifully on mature skin. One more tip worth mentioning. Skip heavy setting powder under the eyes entirely if that area tends to look dry for you. A little extra hydrating primer there does far more good than powder ever will. And remember, this isn't about erasing every line or pretending time hasn't passed. It's about letting your natural features shine through, rather than sitting underneath layers of product that were never designed for the skin you have today. You'll definitely want to see number 1 because honestly it might be the most common thing on this entire list. Number 7. Playing it too safe with your whole look. Here's the last one, and it's less about any single item and more about a pattern. So many women stop taking small style risks somewhere in their 50s or 60s. Same silhouette, same colors, same accessories day after day. Nothing wrong on its own, but when every single choice is the safest option, the overall effect can look muted rather than intentional. This happens gradually, and honestly it happens for a good reason. At some point we stop dressing for other people's opinions, which is genuinely wonderful. But somewhere along the way, that freedom can turn into simply not trying, rather than trying on your own terms. The fix isn't about chasing trends. It's about picking one signature element that feels like you. A bold pair of statement earrings. A red coat you reach for every single winter. A particular scarf tying trick that's become your thing. Think of women like Iris Apfel. She wasn't dressing young, she was dressing like herself, fully and without apology. That's really the goal here. Not younger. Just fully unmistakably you. If you're not sure what your signature element even is yet, that's completely okay. Start by noticing what you're drawn to when nobody's watching. A color you keep photographing. A piece of jewelry you inherited and never wear. A print you love but talk yourself out of. That instinct is worth listening to. Confidence rarely comes from getting every single detail right. It comes from wearing something because you love it, not because you've been told it's appropriate for your age. And honestly, that mindset alone will do more for how you're perceived than any single item on this list. Now, here's something worth remembering as you think about these 7 things. Not one of them is really about age. They're about habits that quietly formed over years and just never got revisited. And every single one of them can be changed starting today without spending much money at all. Style isn't about chasing youth. It never has been. It's about confidence, and confidence shows up the moment you decide to show up for yourself. Try one thing from this list this week, just one. Maybe it's filling in your brows, maybe it's swapping those sneakers, maybe it's finally adding a pop of color to your neutral wardrobe. Small changes add up faster than you'd expect. If this video helped you see your style in a new light, I'd love for you to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you're curious about building a wardrobe that actually works for your lifestyle, go check out my video on capsule wardrobes for women over 60. It pairs beautifully with everything we talked about today. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Remember, you don't need to look younger to look wonderful. You just need to look like the most confident, most authentic version of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.